So we'll go ahead and kick things off. And ladies first. So Chrissy, uh, when it comes to dating, people don't understand that sometimes you have to be prepared to dating for today. It's not like you just walk out of your house and you know Mr. or Mrs. Right kind of falls in your lap. And I mean, even if they do, if you're not ready for it, of course, nothing's ever going to really prosper from it. So, isn't the first thing a person who wants to date should do is get their mind right? I mean, shouldn't you be mentally prepared in order to date?
Absolutely. I think you have to know what you want out of a relationship, right? You want to know, do you want something short term? Do you want something long term? I think being honest with yourself on what you want and what you desire is going to be your first step, right? Looking inwards is where you're going to start with. And then also, making sure your mind is right from past relationships, because I'm assuming we're talking to adults here, right? So
Absolutely.
you've had a couple of relationships under your belt, so knowing exactly what baggage you're holding over from the previous relationship and making sure you're not carrying that into the new relationship. And they have that adage that's like, to get over a man you got to get under a new one. I'm not with that, because you need to get yourself
What's
right.
wrong with that?
Listen, for a short-term fix, it's all good, right? For a short term, I'm a rebound, I'm gonna get me together. But as far as jumping, like trying to get into another serious relationship with that, it's not gonna work, because it's all gonna be based on sex. My relationship with I reconciled with my husband, so our relationship, just based on circumstances, was built
Hmm.
solely on the foundation of conversation, personality, and getting to know each other. There wasn't an opportunity for intimacy in that level, like on the physical level. So we had to get intimate on a mental level before anything else. And I got to tell you, I think that's why we reconciled, because that was one of my only relationships where that's where it was first, where we got right with the mind first before we even took it to the physical level. So, and that was different for me, right? Because you think as a woman, I'm going to put it down and he's going to be mine. And that's it,
Hmm.
right? But
Right.
you got to work on you first.
Okay. All right. So, RT, from a man's perspective, what does it mean when you have to get your mind right to date?
Get your mind right to date. Um, hmm. Now we talking about not necessarily going on a date, but just getting on back on the dating scene.
I mean, well, yeah, get going on a date. I mean, what you're looking for something serious ultimately, but it has to start somewhere.
Hmm. Um, you said something that kind of struck with me earlier. Get your mind right. It start with your mind first, and you want to make sure it. It really depends on type of what date it is, though. Q. Like if it's the type of lady, if it's the type of lady that y'all talk, y'all had previous conversations, she kind of struck you in a certain way. It was like, okay, she seemed like a good girl. Like let me take her to a nice little establishment and we can have a good time. But sometimes we call a little smash session a date too. Like y'all can still go out, but at the end of the night, y'all know what's finna go on. Like, nah, don't shake your head in the middle on my queen. That's just the honest to God truth. Like, bruh, it be times where we know and y'all know we want to smash, but y'all don't want to feel like, you know, not y'all, but ladies don't want to feel like lesser than. So you got to make them feel good about it, because you don't want to just make them feel like a little freebie. So you got to like, okay, I'll take you out. Okay, if you insist, we can go out. We ain't going to no nice establishment, but we gonna go out, have a good time, come back, and you know, we gonna close the deal. So it really depends on what type of date it is. So if it's a smash session date, it just
Hmm.
matter me getting my goddamn ball, my Bun #9 cologne, spraying it on my favorite outfit, boom, that's more physical. But we talking about some real date type stuff, you know, I'm gonna mess around and may get her favorite candy, like any little thing that she mentioned when we was talking that she liked,
Hmm.
whatever it is, her favorite song I'm listening to when in the car, any little intricate detail, I'm paying attention to that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna compliment her eyelashes, her eyebrows, her lips, her nose, her teeth. I'm gonna compliment all that.
Can I ask a question? You said something. You said if it's a good girl. What's a good girl?
Well, first off, nice to meet you, Chrissy. I'm Raphael, host of the Can You Blame podcast, like I said before. So if it's a good girl, the definition for a good girl for me is a girl who's loyal, you know, a lady, a woman who's, you know, got her priorities in check, know what she want out of life. She demands her respect, but at the same time, that same respect is reciprocated without her even having to ask it. Like when you see her, you know, like, okay, I can't even play with her like that. That's all a part of being a good girl. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but Raphael brings up a good point. You have to establish.
I know I did.
You're going to be on. So, I mean, what do you think about that, Chrissy? I mean, do most people approach dates not knowing what it is?
So, all right, I'm going to give you a little, because I'm a story girl, right? I'm going to give you a little story. There were times that I wanted just to smash, right? I didn't want no commitment. I didn't want no relationship. I didn't want none of that. And I was the type of woman that told you that up front. Like, listen, I just need you to clean these pipes and keep it moving. Like, we good? Like, that's it, right?
Amen.
Not every guy was okay with that, though. There were some guys that got their feelings attached and involved in that, and I had to, like, cut it off. Sometimes I feel like I'm a dude at times. And I don't mean to gender role everything, but I'm just saying, you know, I think when you reach a certain age, you have to be honest from day one. Like, what are you looking for? Like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a long-term commitment, or are you just looking for somebody to have a good time with? Because you can have a relationship with someone. I dated someone where we traveled together, and that was the basis of our relationship. We just traveled to different places together, enjoyed each other's company, and went back home to our separate states. And that was, you know, and that was the end of that. But that was established from the giddy up, right? That was established from jump.
Right.
I'm 42. I don't mind telling my age. I'm 42. So
you don't look it. So
damn, sure don't.
So when I met my husband and we started dating, I actually wasn't sure what I wanted, but he knew what he wanted. He knew he wanted a committed relationship and a marriage in the end. And I was very forward with him, my friend, and was like, listen, I'm not sure if I'm there, because I had divorce, you know, it was a couple of years after my first divorce. So I wasn't sure that I wanted that. But I was honest about that. And I think that's where it all comes down to, is being honest from the giddy up. So if you meet someone and you're exchanging numbers and you're an adult, you can have that open conversation. Like, look, this is what I want. This is what I need. Are you on the same page as me? If not, then there's no point in wasting each other's time, and we can just be friends.